Good morning, it's Karen here from Karen Brammer Photography and Digital Art. Do you know, I almost forgot how I go about live streaming. Now, I started and then we just got bumped off again. But I appreciate I've not been live streaming for a little while. Some of you will know that I'm a shielding patient, and unfortunately I had an emergency admission into Addenbrooke's recently, which was, for a shielding patient, it's actually quite intimidating. I'd like to say everything was all well and good. Not brilliant news that I received. I've got some ongoing issues that need to be resolved, and being shielded and continuing to be shielded is just kind of hampering that at the moment. But I'm not letting that get me down. Shielding, it continues for me until March next year, so it's a long way to go actually. And so I'm having to come up with some very creative and different ideas to do with my photography. So some of the things that I'm looking to do, I'm doing a lot out in my garden at the moment. I love macro photography, so I will be showing you some of the little things that I've been doing. I've been growing my own veg, and we have been planting out loads and loads of different plants to attract pollinators. And my goodness, have we attracted pollinators. We get such a massive range of butterflies, all types and varieties of bee, even different types of wasp. Now you've got the old common old, nasty, malicious black and yellow wasp, but you've got the ruby-tailed wasp, which is beautiful. It's got iridescent colours and a ruby-coloured bottom. I mean, it's just incredible. You'll see that actually on my page. I posted that up the other day. And it's beautiful. The colours are absolutely stunning. It's worth just exploring just what's on your doorstep. Go out with a macro lens and just get down low and see what insects there are, just in your own back garden, or it's just well worth it. I think looking through a macro lens as well gives you a whole different view on different things, and you see things with a very different perspective as well. So some of the other projects that I will be continuing to do is I will be doing more and more Photoshop tutorials, which I'm more than happy to, if you want to post up and say I'd like to learn this, give me that feedback. I'd love to be able to help you all do that. So, come to me. I'm going to be doing lessons, one-to-ones, things like that. Now I have got a second monitor recently, a Dell monitor, and I can really rate that. I'm going to give a review about that in another live stream, and I just find it really good. It matches up with my iMac 27.5 inch really well, and they complement each other incredibly well. And the colour resolution is absolutely fantastic on it, and it's not ridiculously priced either. So I will give a review about that in another video. So I am going to show you some of the images that I've been capturing in my garden, and some of the little visitors that we've been getting. Now, the things I haven't got in, I've got to edit and I've got some more pictures to show you, are some of the birds and things that have come in. But what I'm going to show you today is some of the flowers and some of the littler garden visitors that we get. So without further ado, I'm going to switch over to my other screen, and this is a beautiful plant. This is called Borage. Now borage is it's a herb. You can actually eat it. The flowers it produces are absolutely stunning, and you can see these little fine hairs they've got on it. And I've got out in the garden regardless of whether it's been raining or what. We've had, yesterday was horrendous in Bedfordshire for the rain and high winds, but I just think this is beautiful. So you've got these lovely pink stems and these lovely heads on these just before the flower goes into bloom, and it produces really stunning blue flowers, and the pollinating insects absolutely adore it. So this is the actual flower that it produces itself, and again you can see how stunning it is, and the bees get right up in here, and even hoverflies. The hoverflies absolutely love this too. This is called a penstemon, sorry, and this flowers all the way through the summer months. So it starts off in about May, and you can get flowers all the way through to about September. Now I know I'm going Monty Don on you right now. I have a huge passion for gardening, always have had. But you get these in a wide range of colours. They're perennials, but the bees absolutely love them. They get up inside them to get to the nectar, and they absolutely adore them. Now we've got pink, purple, mauve, cerise. You get a really deep purple, which is absolutely gorgeous, and they're just beautiful. And as I said, they come back year after year. And again, this is another flower from the Borage. Now I shot this with the light behind it, you can see it's backlit, but then I used a ring flash on the front of my macro lens as well, just to give that lovely effect. And just with the water droplets on there, it's captured that really, really nicely. And again, another one of the Borage. Now you're going to get bored with Borage, but it's just a beautiful plant. I love the green of the background there, and I just think it really accentuates and shows this off. And you can see all the lovely little water droplets on there as well. This is the leaf of a sweet pea, and you know, get out there and have some fun with macro lenses. If it's raining, get out there and enjoy it. Now I've taken this again with my macro lens with this ring flash. Now the ring flash isn't expensive. You're looking about £30 to £35 for a ring flash. You don't have to have an all singing or dancing one. They work really well, and it just gives you a nice even light, and it just allows these little, you know, when you're capturing water droplets in particular, it gives a lovely effect. And this is the sweet pea itself. Now I wish you could smell these, because these are absolutely stunning. I mean, I've been cutting these. You cut these regularly and sweet peas will just keep coming and keep coming. But the smell that they produce is absolutely outstanding. It's absolutely beautiful. And I just love the way that the water's all beaded on the leaves there. Now this beautiful little flower here is known as the toadwort. So it's got quite an ugly name for a really pretty, beautiful plant. Now this tends to be sort of self-seeds. It comes either in this pink, or it also comes in a purple colour. They grow quite tall, and they are just beautiful, and they last for such a long time. They come back year on year, and they probably last for about 7 to 8 months of the year. It's an incredibly good little plant. And there we go, I've got one of my fantastic little honeybees there. Now again, you can see I've shot that using the ring flash, and it's just captured a little bit, given it, and I also put a yellow gel on the flash itself. So it gives this really vibrant colour and really shows and highlights and picks out the yellow on the bee there. And again, you've got another little bee, and you can see how well they get in and do their job with these borage flowers. And another close up there. I like to get up, you know, really close. Now you've got the big bumblebee. Now I mentioned the toadwort, so you saw that beautiful pink version. This is the purple version, and the bees just love it. They absolutely adore it. And look at that beautiful big bumblebee. They are just stunning. And again, we've gone back to the lovely honeybee, you know, and they're just gorgeous. We've got another big bumblebee there again. You can see the pollen there on the front of it, which is just beautiful. It's lovely to see. I absolutely adore seeing these little insects and giving them little homes. And again, we've got this one now. This is a slightly different bee. You can tell that by the bottom it's got. It's got more of an orangey, fluffy bottom, and its body's a lot more fluffier. But again, it's just beautiful. And there we go, back to another little honeybee. And then we've got the fly. I love the common house fly, or just the fly. I mean, they're just beautiful. The colours. I mean, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I just think they look stunning. They're different colours, and I think the green of that leaf. Now that's on a Pittisporum. We've got Pittisporum, which is I've kept as a standard. So I've cleared the stem of it, and it's got like a lollipop kind of look to it. So it's a shrub, so it's got a single stem, and then you've got this lovely like lollipop foliage. It's variegated, so you can't actually see it as well there, but it's a green and yellow variegated flat leaf, and these flies absolutely adore it and really, seem to be really attracted to it. And again, I've got another little fly in there as well. Now, as I said, they're not everybody's cup of tea, but I just think they're stunning. The colours, the iridescence, they just look beautiful. And yeah, I'm really passionate about taking photos of flies. Now, taking pictures of insects isn't an easy thing to do, and you really have to look at their habit and how they fly and they move and things like that, because it's not just pot luck that you're going to get a lovely sharp image like this. You've got to really hold your hand. I mean, all of these are shot handheld. There's no tripod, no nothing else. I just do it because I absolutely love doing this, and I think because I use film cameras as well, it really helps to get your eye in and also keep your hand really steady. And not my most favourite insect in the world, the common wasp, but again, they just are beautiful. I mean, look at that lovely face. And wasps drink a huge amount, and you just don't appreciate just how much. This is just in our little bird bath in the garden. We've got a little solar-powered water fountain for it, which is used both by insects, but birds alike as well. And yeah, I've been quite surprised at how often these wasps come back. Now, typically when they're starting to build nests, they come and they drink, and then they use this as part of their process of nest building. And there you go. The last one that I'm going to show you there is this mean and moody wasp, ready, lined up to go and have another drink. They are lovely looking, but yeah, not my favourite. As many of you will know, I have a life-threatening allergy to wasps. I have anaphylaxis, and although that looks very close up, that's the advantage of using a macro lens. I kept my distance quite safely, and at this time of year they're not quite as bad as they are towards the end of the summer months going into autumn. So yeah, I mean, you do have to keep yourself a little bit safe, don't you? So I hope you've enjoyed some of that this morning. It's given you a bit of an insight into my world. And I'm really enjoying being out in the garden and enjoying, the little visitors that are coming back with some forwards. I've just bought some more fat balls and some little suet pellets ready for the other wild birds. Now, we get birds, little birds, unusual ones called dunnocks. I mean, they're not unusual in terms of their prevalence in this country, but a lot of people just aren't familiar with them. We get sparrows, we get blue tits, we get jackdaws we get, which are typically quite shy birds, but no, these guys, they've got over their shyness. We've got 3 of those. It's been interesting seeing the blackbirds raise their babies, as well as the dunnocks as well. And these poor blackbirds, if you look at the male blackbird at the minute, they are so scruffy and worn out looking. Their feathers are all over the place. So just take a bit of time to look at what's actually going on in your garden. It's an incredible sort of time if you've got it. We're still sort of in lockdown predominantly at the moment. Obviously in my case, a bit more than others. But yeah, just keep an eye on what's going on in your own actual garden and local areas, because there's an awful lot to be seen. And as I said, I've really enjoyed sort of cataloguing and recording. So I've managed to get lots of pictures of these new fledglings, the parent birds as they've got, the stress that the poor things are under, the demands that their young, give them. I mean, it's incredible. They are very needy babies. And even the blackbird babies, they're huge. Once they start to sort of, once they're fledged and everything else, they're almost as, they are bigger than the male blackbird. And my goodness, do they give the parent bird grief? I'm hungry, feed me. So yeah, so I've had a load of fat balls arrive yesterday, and as I said, these little suet pellets. I'm going to set my lens up a bit later, or my camera up, and try and get some more images of those today. As I said, I'm still will be doing Photoshop tutorials, so if there's something that you'd particularly like to see covered in a Photoshop tutorial, or if you would like some lessons, then please do get in touch. I'm more than happy to go through those sort of things with you. If there's a particular style of photography that you'd like to learn how to do, I'm more than happy to do that as well. So I hope today's been useful to you. It's nice to be back online, and yeah, it's I do appreciate support that people have given me, and if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, let me know that you've enjoyed it, post up some comments, share it, do whatever you like, but just keep supporting people like myself, because yeah, for us it's been like many, it's been a really tough time, but there's people like myself who are now called extended shielders that will continue to be shielding. I mean, I'm shielding now till March next year. So yeah, I've got to keep myself occupied. And the way that I'm going to be doing that, as I said, is to be offering up these Photoshop tutorials, teaching people how to do photography online, how to edit, just how to edit and what to edit and where to do things. So as I said, I hope that's been useful to everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will be back with you on a more regular basis now. But thanks for all your support, and please take care and stay safe. Bye for now.